Hello, grade fours. Today for our math class, we're going to try something new. We're going to use our art skills and creativity to practice learning about our shapes. Now, before we get into our lesson today, I just want to remind you all of some of the goals we should be keeping in mind. So far, I've been learning about different two-dimensional shapes and what parallel and perpendicular sides mean. We're going to be putting this into practice today with our lesson. Another goal to keep in mind is that because we are working on our math, let's also try to practice our math talk. Let's try to practice using the right math words to explain our questions and when answering problems. As well as, let's remain open-minded when we're listening to our classmates speak and share their ideas. Lastly, let's have some fun using our artistic sides to express our thoughts through different shapes, colors, and drawings.
Grade fours, do you remember our last art class, how we talked about how different colors evoke different emotions? So orange and red represent happiness and excitement, or blue and purple, maybe they represent anxiety and sadness. So we're going to take a little step further and we're going to do a line drawing activity. You're going to use rulers and colored markers, and based off of the shapes that you've learned in math class, you're going to draw them in. So you can do rectangles, squares, triangles, trapezoids, parallelograms. And then what you'll do is you'll shade in the different shapes. So I have a rectangle here, and then what I'll do is I'll shade it in with blue or purple, whatever color you want. Have fun!
All right, class, time for the main event. With your desk neighbors in groups of 3 or 4, you'll be given a Who Am I worksheet. The first page of this worksheet is designed to help you remember and review your angles, acute, right, obtuse, and straight, as well as parallel lines. Then the second page of the worksheet, you'll be given descriptions of a secret shape. You'll have to draw that shape and state where you might find it in the real world. If at the end you still have some extra time, you can go back and draw some lines of symmetry, or you can describe secret shapes to your group mates and see if they can guess your shape. Let's do it.
Okay, grade fours, to conclude this lesson, we are going to take everything that we've learned and put it into practice. Using the shapes and angles that we've learned so far, I want you to create a piece of artwork showing something you love. Could be music, it could be soccer, hamburgers, your pet, anything. And for an extra challenge, I want you to try only using shapes to create this piece of artwork. On the back of your paper, you're going to write down what shapes and angles that you used in your artwork. I want you to be creative. Maybe add a background or other elements that are related to your object. So this is my example. I love coffee, so I decided to use the shapes and angles that I listed on the right to create this cup of coffee. And you can see I also added other elements like a spoon to make my art more interesting. Have fun!
Hi grade 4, so today we're going to be talking about ways we can build up to becoming a level 4 student for today's lesson. So I have this little checklist that we can do as a class in order to make sure that we're heading in that direction. So what we can do is we can make sure that we are doing the line drawing activity, making sure that we can talk about the shapes and the angles that we're learning in the lesson today, make sure that we're asking questions, working well with your partners, your friends, making sure that you guys are understanding each other, making sure that we're doing the Who Am I activity properly. So that means asking more questions if you need, making sure that we can use the shapes and angles that we learned in class to draw a picture that we love, and at the end of the day, having fun, which is the most important part. And if we check off all of those things, then we should be on our way to being a level 4 student.
Great work, grade fours. So now we're going to continue to learn about shapes and angles. And in our next class, you will be able to discuss and collaborate with your peers about the different properties of each of the shapes. All right, see you next class.